Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Massive weekend ahead of us in relation to football. We'll be doing Leicester versus Arsenal on Saturday and we'll be doing Liverpool versus Manchester City on Sunday as a watch along on this channel. 99,000 is there because we're on 99,000 subscribers. Please do subscribe to the channel, share the video. We're trying to get to 100k over the weekend, which would be fantastic. But we're going to fly into this one. Liverpool versus Manchester City, combined 11. I did this on the watch along for Chelsea the other night, but I've actually changed my mind. And I think it's such a massive game. This is the biggest game in football. This is the biggest game in football in the Premier League at the moment. And as a United fan, that hurts. It hurts. Ed Woodward, chief executive for the last 6 years, best paid chief executive, most expensive wage bill nearly in the world, and we're a mid-table club. How has that happened? But it is Liverpool, it is Man City. They are the best team. And look, as well, it's at Anfield, which I think is a massive advantage for Liverpool. One of the best grounds for atmospheres, allegedly, in the Premier League. I don't think it is so much so anymore, and I don't think Old Trafford is so much so anymore. But I'll talk to you about that in a moment. Let's get into the combined 11. It's Liverpool against Manchester City. Goalkeeper, Ederson versus Alisson, I think is an interesting debate, and I think a lot of people would go with Ederson because of his ball distribution. But I think Alisson's the better goalkeeper. And so does the Brazil national coach, which doesn't bother me. I think Alisson. I would go Alisson in goal. I like his ball distribution, and I think he's a better goalkeeper. I do. So I would go Alisson over Ederson. But it's close. It's close. That's 1-0 to Liverpool. Right back. I think City suffer here because they changed their right back. Kyle Walker's a decent right back. Cancelo is a decent right back. But Trent Alexander-Arnold wins it for me because he is consistently, definitely Klopp's best right back. He plays week in, week out. He is one of the best young right backs in the world. He's brilliant going forward. Defensively, he's a little bit suspect, but I think he'll get better and better, and he's got good recovery pace. So for me, it's TAA, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, because he consistently plays there week in, week out, and he's doing the business week in, week out. So yeah, maybe Cancelo's better, but is he playing week in, week out? He's not established himself yet. Centre-backs is interesting. I think it's probably the easiest positions. I think the front three is the hardest. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But the centre-back positions are very easy for me. We're assuming everybody's fit here, by the way. Van Dijk, Laporte. Perfect symmetry. Both arguably the two best centre-backs in the Premier League. Van Dijk, arguably the best in the world. And yes, look, Matip's good. Joe Gomez is potentially very, very good. But I put Laporte ahead of them. And I don't really rate City's centre-backs anyway. Laporte's the only one I rate. I think Otamendi's got mistakes in him. I think John Stones is overrated. So Laporte and Van Dijk, but it's 3-1 to Liverpool. And then left-back, for me... well, actually, we'll come back to left-back because there's a bit of a debate to be had there. We're talking about best atmosphere. Just give this a listen.
Selhurst Park has the best atmosphere in the Premier League. Game that stands out for me, Istanbul, absolutely rocking for the whole 90 minutes.
Selhurst Park, the best Premier League ground for atmosphere in the Premier League, according to Harvey, the Crystal Palace fan. I like Istanbul. I remember that game. Liverpool blowing the title. Liverpool fans will say that won't happen again, but it was a good atmosphere. But you know what? I actually... Click the link in the video description and get over and have that debate. I've left my comments on there. You can have yours and have yours saying. Make sure you leave a comment saying that Goldbridge sent you so I can read who's come from here. But yeah, I have an opinion. I actually agree with Harvey about 70%. I just disagree with the ground that he's gone with. But check out the comment that I've left in the video for that. But what I would say is a little bit of a spoiler without giving the full information away. I certainly agree with him that he's going for an established ground there. I think that Etihad, Emirates, Spurs ground, they don't have the atmospheres of the older ground. So I agree with him to a certain extent. I just don't agree with Selhurst Park's got the best atmosphere. You might be surprised of who I've said because it's not Old Trafford. Check out the link in the video description for that. So we're doing the Man City Liverpool combined 11. It's 3-1 to Liverpool at the moment as we move to the left back position, and I can tell you it's 4-1 to Liverpool. I rate Andy Robertson more than I rate Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think Andy Robertson is, for me, arguably the best left-back in Europe. I really rate him. What a signing he's been for Liverpool. I say this through gritted teeth because I don't like Liverpool. They're our biggest rival as a United fan. But I do and am able to and are able to admire the... what Klopp has done at Liverpool and the signings he's made. And Andy Robertson, as a young left-back British player coming in from Hull City, he's got a wand of a left foot with delivery. He's very good defensively as well, and that's why I think he's better than TAA. And Mendy, again, Mendy's a good left-back, but we're doing it on potential. I mean, he's always bloody injured, and I think Robertson's better. So 4-1 to Liverpool. The only one player we've got for City so far is Laporte, and I bet Liverpool fans are saying I'd rather have Matip. So 4-1 to Liverpool as we move into the midfield. And again, I'm going to have to say 5-1 Liverpool, because the holding midfielder, I would play a 4-3-3 with one holding midfielder. It's Fernandinho against Fabinho. It's Brazil against Brazil. A lot of City fans would say it's got to be Fernandinho. I think a lot of non-City fans would say Fernandinho. And again, it's close. And I think, you know what? The left-back debate, Robertson versus Mendy. The right-back debate, maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold against Cancelo or Walker. And certainly the goalkeeper debate, Ederson against Alisson. They are close. They're meant to be close, though. These are the two best clubs in England. Liverpool are the champions of Europe. But I've always liked Fabinho. It eats me up that Liverpool signed him. I was talking about Libido. I was talking about Fabinho 3 years before he signed for Liverpool, about him coming to United. He was playing at right back for Monaco. He can play CDM. He can play centre back. I was like, he'd be perfect for United. And then he goes to Liverpool 3 years later. I'm a massive fan of Fabinho, so I'm always going to go with him. I do like Fernandinho. As a United fan, I'd love either of them. I'd like their half-brother, Fernandinho, whatever he's called, because he'd be better than Matic. But it's Fabinho for me. It is Fabinho for me. And that makes it 5-1 to Liverpool. But the comeback starts here. De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva make up that midfield three. You've got Fabinho sitting. You've got De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva with licence to be more box-to-box with an attacking intent, especially with that back five. Liverpool have got a very good midfield. They've got a very good midfield. They've got options with Fabinho, Milner, Henderson, Keita, Wijnaldum. I think there's somebody else, Oxlade-Chamberlain. They've got 6 midfielders that will keep them in the title race and keep them competitive. And they graft and they work and they're good footballers. But I would not put any of their midfielders ahead of Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. And I'm even bringing Bernardo Silva in from the wing because I can't find a place for him in the front three. So he comes in. Of course, City have got Rodri. They've got David Silva. David Silva, arguably one of the better players in Premier League history. But I would go Bernardo Silva at the moment with Fabinho and Kevin De Bruyne. So that's 2 back for City. That makes it 3-2-8. 5 to Liverpool, 3 to City now. They've got De Bruyne, they've got Bernardo Silva, and they've got Laporte. City 3, Liverpool 5. Moving into the final 3 positions. And we will do the manager as well. Now, when I did this in the watch-along, which was off the cuff the other night for the Chelsea game, I had my front 3 as Sterling, Mane, Aguero. I can tell you, having thought it through, I've changed my mind. I am not going to stick with that. The big debate point was it's Mane, Salah or Sterling for the wide positions, 2 from 3. And I did drop Salah out to play Mane and Sterling. But I actually thought that's not the right answer. That's not the right answer to do that because your base Sterling plays off the left more than the right and Mane plays off the left more than the right. So you're going to drop Salah, who predominantly plays off the right, to play 2 left-sided players and one of them can go to the right-hand side. That's not right. You've got to make a brave decision here. Salah's the right-sided player. Bernardo Silva's come in to play my midfield. So Salah's the right-sided player. So Salah plays. Salah's in. It's then a choice between Firmino and Aguero. And for me, Aguero is arguably the best Premier League striker we've ever had. So Aguero gets in, which leaves the left-sided position. And you've got to choose between Mane and Sterling. And you know what? Instead of hiding and putting one of them on the right-hand side and leaving poor Salah out, who deserves to be in the team, there's a tough decision to be made there. I always say that England needed to do this. They always played Gerrard and Lampard and they never bloody worked for England. One of them should have been benched. And yeah, they're 2 of the best players England had. But if they're playing the same position and it's detrimental to your squad, one of them goes on the bench. I'm sorry, Mane or Sterling is the debate. They may well be the 2 best players out of the whole squad, arguably, but one of them's on the bench. And for me, drum roll please, it's Sterling on the bench. It's Mane. Mane's been unbelievable for Liverpool over the last 18 months and has continued it this season. I think most Liverpool fans would say that Mane's better than Salah. In relation to what he delivers consistently. Salah had that great season, but Mane over the last 18 months has been more consistent. Sterling's been fantastic for Manchester City, absolutely superb. But if you're asking me, I can only play one of those players. As a United fan, I would go for Mane. I think Mane gives you more. I just do. And some people might disagree, but I do. So Mane gets in and Sterling drops to the bench, which obviously doesn't help City that much because they've only got 4 in the 11 now, and Liverpool have got 7, which some would say is a bit unfair because City are the title holders, Liverpool and City are the 2 best teams in England, and they're very, very close. Well, that's the great thing about this game this weekend. I've gone Liverpool 7 to City's 4. So it's Alisson in goal, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's Laporte and Van Dijk at centre-back, it's Andy Robertson left-back, it's Fabinho holding the midfield, it's Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne in the more attacking midfield positions, and then a front 3 of Salah, Aguero and Mane, making it 7 Liverpool players to 4 Manchester City players. Of course, it's close, because some of you might say, well, no, I want Fernandinho instead of Fabinho, which makes it 6-5. Some of you might say, I want Alisson out and Ederson in, which makes it 6-5 to City. Some of you might say Mendy over Robertson. So it's not clear cut. That's my combined 11. What's your combined 11? Get your comments in below and get in the debate. I think it's probably one of the best combined 11s I've ever done. And I'm surprised it doesn't involve United. And so fair play to those clubs. It's just the way it is at the moment. In relation to the manager, would I go with Klopp or Pep? This is very easy for me, Klopp. And it's hard for me, but I don't like either of these clubs. They're both rivals of Manchester United. But I look at Liverpool and it's more credible. I look at Pep and everything he's done in his career, and he's a very good manager, has been done with a silver spoon in his mouth. Barcelona, loads of money, loads of talent. Bayern Munich, loads of money, loads of talent. Manchester City, loads of money, loads of talent. You look at Klopp in the shadow of Bayern Munich with Dortmund, did very, very well, won a title. You look at him at Liverpool in the shadow of Manchester City and other big clubs, has won the Champions League and looks like they've got a very good chance of winning the title. He's not had an open checkbook. He's had to build a squad on passion and tactical ability. And for me, I look at who would I want at my club. And I wouldn't want either because of their connections with the clubs that they manage. You're never going to have a Liverpool manager come in and manage a Manchester United or vice versa again. But I would take Klopp. I think Klopp would be perfect for what United needs. And I don't think Pep would be good for United because he wouldn't have an open checkbook. And I don't think we've got the players to play the way Pep wants. So again, it's close. A lot of you will be saying you're mad, you should go Pep. I just prefer Klopp. I prefer what he brings. I know we call him the passion monster, but you'd love it. You'd love that at your club, wouldn't you? So that's my combined 11 with manager, and Liverpool come out 7-4, and they're managed by Klopp as well. So you could say 8-4. What are your thoughts? Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. Remember, we are doing a watch along for this game on Sunday, but we're also doing Leicester versus Arsenal on Saturday as well, which I can't wait for. Please subscribe. We're getting close to 100,000 subscribers. Subscribe, and if you have subscribed, share it. Let's get it over 100k for the weekend. It's a massive week in the Premier League. Massive weekend. I've got my Premier League preview to come up as well. And remember, what's the best ground in the Premier League for atmosphere? We saw that clip. I'll play it again. Harvey's saying
Selhurst Park has the best atmosphere in the Premier League. Game that stands out for me, Christian Ball, absolutely rocking for the whole 90 minutes.
Links in the video description. Check the comments on the link in the video description. Go and watch the video. Check what I've said. Really good debate. But get over there and leave your comments. Says Goldbridge sent me the best Premier League ground for atmosphere is. I've left my reply. Thanks for watching. Check that video out. Get your comments in on this video. I'll speak to you all soon.